Yeah, we'll get started here. First things first. There is no Jack today. He's got strand in Salt Lake City, so he's unfortunately not able to make it here. But everybody else is, so we're gonna finish this off. I'll do a quick recap of last time. Since both a lot happened and weirdly not too much happened, so it was actually a pretty solid session. You guys got transported to a weird ass world. I've already forgotten its name. Give me one fucking second. Mezar Cool. You guys got transported to Mezar Cool. You were immediately accosted by a force of weird creatures on six-legged mounts. That you guys learned were like belonging to the Overlord. You were then saved by these weird oblong-shaped headed guys that look a bit like, you know, your classical kind of aliens, riding like chocobo type creatures. You guys all fought. You guys did a lot of good shit. Dan like one-shotted the fucking warlord overlooking the whole battle by just blowing his fucking guts out. And he died in the first hit of the second combat.
Yeah, Chisel. Yeah, first combat, Chisel one-shotted like the first rider and like jumped on the back of the fucking thing.
And you guys followed them for a while, going through basically what you guys were like next to what they've been calling the Dead City. You guys were going under a bunch of different locations underneath that, a bunch of like checkpoints and weird places until you finally met up with Itai the Oracle, a spirit trapped in a box, as they told you, and they asked you to go to the Great Egg to try and figure out what's going on with it, to possibly even trigger it. And you guys are on your way there now. She did give you a little device to that she said you guys know what to do with once you got there. A little device that looks like a little black box with an antenna coming out of it to attach to something in that tower that she said was there. And also she gave you what looks like a thin piece of plastic with a black screen on it with a red blinking dot that sort of would tell you where to go. And a few other things.
A couple key cards, right?
Exactly.
A couple key cards, one for the demon carriage, one for the tower.
Yeah.
And she put us in a crazy on a table that
oh yeah, the metal
us.
doctor, she called it. Yeah.
It was horrifying. The horrifying medical aid we received. That was great. And I wrote down red, blue, gold. Is that the order of the tunnel system?
Yes. So she said you guys only need a key card for the golden demon carriage. And she said you would take the first red demon carriage and then the blue demon carriage and then finally the golden demon carriage. And so that's what they're the red, blue, gold. But
nice.
Like, so she didn't give you red or blue key cards because apparently you don't need them. Also promised rich rewards from the Carnifex, as she called them. You guys were also shown, I really didn't say this last time now that we are also in audio form. She also showed you the nuclear reaction, nuclear hazard symbol, and said it looks like magical corruption. So you guys saw that. And yeah, and then you guys fought some weird fucking octopus dudes.
Yeah, they spat acid.
Yeah, tried spitting acid in your face. Oh yeah, John's character, which one was it? Fennec?
Fennec.
So Fennec has this bronze scorpion helm from his last adventure, and now it's probably about half melted from all the acid that's burned through it, sort of crumpling it.
We're not sure how effective it is anymore.
I'm not sure how effective it was in the first place, if I'm being fully honest. Maybe it's better
cool
now.
Plasma guns as well.
Yes.
Very
More
cool.
importantly, we have cool plasma guns.
Now you have like a bronze scorpion helm tempered with the acid of space octopi, and
Yeah.
And then finally you guys went through some more tunnels. And we left off with you guys out in basically this big concourse. Basically a bunch of seats, very much like a coliseum to you guys, though it looked like a little bit more advanced. All these seats also looked like they were made of a strange material, kind of like almost like what would be the best way to describe plastic to to sword people? Like really weird wood. Let's
like it's made
or
from
metal
horn. But
yeah. Some
like
sort of
yeah,
wood
like
creature.
ivory or something. Yeah.
It's a single piece. Like it grew this way.
Not cold.
Must be a sorcerer's doing.
Yeah.
Definitely black magic. And yeah, that's where we ended off. Across this sort of, I don't have a picture for it for you guys, unfortunately. But basically across this big coliseum thing, you guys saw on the top floor all the way down to the south. You guys see what looks like the red demon carriage that you were told about. Though you don't see an obvious way to there from here. I mean, you can obviously go through seats. It's up to you guys what you want to do here. I would say what your characters first notice is either they could take the fastest route, which is to basically go down and across the sandy bottom sort of, Coliseum kind of area where you guys assume gladiators would fight or anything like that. That's probably the fastest way across. But you also see, I guess, let's say to your right, you guys see what look like two arches. I'm going to flip between what your characters understand and also what you people understand so we don't get fully confused here, but you basically know the tunnels that you come in from when you're going to like a sports game or whatever, like basically like the where you enter in from, those two, usually you have like these like the tunnels that come from like the concession stands, whatever else. That's what you guys see to your right, and those might lead further to somewhere else. So basically those are what I could see your two options being that you guys could see. And I don't know if that's clear at all, but that's probably the easiest way to describe what your characters can sort of fathom. Anyway, what do you guys want to do? And feel free to ask questions.
It's really one of those things where you're trying to imagine, you're like, information overload.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can draw it out here a little bit for you guys if you want, if that makes it easier for you.
Is there any sort of like signage anywhere? Color?
I was going to say, is there a red line or...
Yeah, anything
that's
like
that's
that.
a good question.
Because I'm just thinking of how subway stations are actually laid out, right? Where it's like, color here.
You know what? Since you asked that, I think that would make complete sense. I would say, basically the archway that you see. Basically, imagine if you let's say imagine this is like almost more like a soccer field, and you have like the two pitches. You guys are probably like at the top pitch. Down the side to your right, you see one of those archways. I'll say that archway is painted, has like a red line going on it, sort of like a red arrow pointing down towards the archway. And it looks like it's pretty stripped, like it's been, this whole area is pretty open, so a lot of the stuff has been pretty weathered. There's kind of sand sort of everywhere. But you do see sort of a red paint pointing towards one of the archways.
We're kind of looking. We also kind of see this. We're looking at it, and Pip says, "The red demon carriage. That's what she's. First, we need to find it." And he'll start kind of like creeping over. He creeps over to the edge of the tunnel and takes a look inside.
Are you sneaking across, or do you say sort of are you just walking, or are you trying to keep yourself from being seen? Obviously, you can tell you're pretty open out here, but it's up to you what you want.
Yeah. I might try to stick to the edge of the area or whatever, but no, I'm not necessarily sneaking.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, so you head down. It's quite far away. As you can imagine, this size. Is everybody following, or are you guys waiting behind a bit, letting him go? So you guys are all going together.
Jed is right up behind Pep, just in case something's going on.
Oh yeah, you gotta make sure you can't let him get ahead of you there.
Can't let him have all the glory.
Sounds good. So Pip's leading. Jed's right behind him, and then everybody else is sort of just close behind in their own little group there.
Yeah, like just give them like
5-10 feet.
Bit of yeah, exactly right. Give them some lead, but
he said, "Oh, Jedediah, good, another assassin by my side."
Well, I can't let you face danger on your own. You never cope.
That's a good point. Did you ever imagine we'd be here when we were back in the village?
If I'm being completely honest, not rightly.
No, I did.
Dan, give yourself a fleeing luck. Also, everybody, you already have 2 fleeing luck. That's great.
Nice.
All these demon carriages. You feel sore of that, did you?
I maybe not specifically this thing, but the general kind of
Right.
very important people with a lot of money, and we're adventuring. Yeah, oh yeah. I saw it in a vision.
Did you know?
Oh, that's right. Well, let's go.
Jedediah is looking suspicious.
Chisel kind of walks up next to Jedediah and is just kind of like shaking his head.
Yeah.
You pulling my leg, you?
He's been through a lot.
So you guys, all of you, reach the archway or the arch there. It seems to lead into a tunnel. And Pip, you see on the ground, it looks like a red line going on the ground. A lot of the paint's sort of chipped and weathered away, but you can still sort of see it a little bit. It seems to be a line that sort of follows along the floor, goes down the tunnel that you're looking down, and then hangs a left and goes off down another tunnel. And one thing too, I would say, Jed, you notice as Pip's looking at this, you hear like what sound like a sound of like sand sort of being pushed around, and you look back towards the arena, and you see what looks like down below, very far away, down below, what looks like a giant kind of crab kind of coming out of the sand. Just sort of what looks like he's sort of like coming out of like a little hole in the ground. He's probably like the size of like maybe 2 cows. Pretty big boy. And then like he sort of spots you guys and then sort of skulls back underneath into the sand. And you don't see him again.
Jed will turn around and show everybody where the crab came from. I reckon even in something that big, you'd be struggling to get the meat out the bloody legs.
But imagine the body.
No.
But yeah.
Suck her up. What do you all think? Chisel says, should we follow the red line?
Yeah, I think we should, says Cedric. I've got a notion that it's what will lead to the red demon carriage. I think perhaps at one point they had tamed the spirits of these demons, and that they had, color-coded so everyone knew which one was which.
That's fair logic. Yeah.
That tracks. No pun
Definitely.
intended.
All right. Chisel will kind of take the lead from Pip and start following the red line.
Sounds good. Yeah, and you guys have your really awesome lanterns that you guys have attached to your guns that point way better than any lantern you've seen. And you guys go down this dark tunnel for a while. The only sounds are your footsteps on this very nice smooth stone. It's very cool in here compared to like outside in the arena where like the sun was kind of able to crack through and the winds were blowing in. It's actually nice and cool until eventually this tunnel ends, and in front of you you see what look like 4 sets of stairs. All these stairs, the steps are all metal. The railings are this like black rubber, and yeah. And they seem to lead up, and you see a sign at the top of these big stairs, what looks like a more red paint leading up that way. It seems like the words that were scrawled across it are gone by time, but you can see that it's still red.
The doors are hard at work here, Chisel says. And he's kind of running his hand up the railing.
Jed turns to Pip and says, "I'll race you," and then starts to peg it up the stairs.
Oh, that's cheating, Pip says. And he freaking starts.
So, Pip and Jed, give me luck checks.
Let's see here.
So Jed passes. And Pip fails. So Jed, you start running up, and as your feet touch the stairs, they start to move upwards, and you feel like you've never been this fast before. But Pip, when you go on them, you start to run in place as it starts to move back towards you, and you're just seeing Jed just blasting up the stairs, and you can't seem to catch up to him.
They're cheating! They're cheating! Pip says, and he's kind of like back down at like the bottom of the steps now.
You're not even trying.
You saw them all cheating.
Yourselves both fleeing luck.
Oh man, that's great. Just takes a step back, and maybe now are these like escalators kind of in motion now?
Yeah, the two that you guys have run on, because there's four. The two that you run on have started moving. So one's going down and one's going up. The one that Jed went up is going up.
As Pip's kind of standing there like sputtering and like he's cheated, Chisel just like steps onto the one that's moving upward and just kind of steps onto it and like holds onto the railing.
Yeah, and you guys just watch
for dear life. Like
yeah. And like magic, like you're just going that step and it just brings you all the way up. And you were just there, like you're slower than Jed because you're not moving, but you guys just see him almost like levitation in a weird way. But yeah, you finally get up there.
Chisel kind of like stumbles off like off the the last step as it hits the unmoving platform. I did it! Come on up. He's kind of motioning everybody to come up.
Looks safe enough. Fennec, you go first. And Cedric forces Fennec to take the escalator before he will. And he's just like,
And now the escalator's a mimic, and it just opens its maw
Oh no!
and swallows up all of Fennec. No, the rest of you get
he
on
had a
there.
good run.
Yeah, Fennec has had a better run. He had like 1 hit point at level 1. He should not have survived.
Fennec,
Nice.
for like the first 2 or 3 levels, rolled very low on his leveling up.
Yeah.
It was not ideal.
But he survived against all odds somehow. Even when I was trying to kill him at one point, they're like, "Oh, we'll get rid of this guy because he sucks," and he just survived. When you guys are fighting,
It turns out encasing him in armor was a great idea.
It was. But yeah, you guys get on the escalators. Demon stairs. And you guys bring your way all the way to the top. And you guys see to your left. You see a bank of metal boxes with waist-high gates stands at the bottom of the spicular stair. At the top, I should say. Beyond it stands a long, narrow construct of red accented, shining metal with banks of windows along its sides. Light shining forth from them, doors stand open between the windows. So as you can see, you got sort of these little boxes with, I guess, little prongs coming out of them, and then just ahead of them, you guys see the demon carriage. Its maws open to embrace you.
Cedric is going to investigate the pronged boxes.
Yep. Sounds good. Yeah, you go over to them. What does he do? He sees sort of on them, he sees those prongs kind of pointed horizontally, the 3 of them, almost like a tripod on its side. And he just sort of sees little boxes, like little numbers on it. What does he want to do?
I mean, first he's going to pick them up and just, like, turn them around in his hands. He's just like, And he tries to balance it on the 3 legs. And he's like, I see. And then he's going to try and figure out whatever runes are written on them mean. Because as a undead hunter, he can have a good stab at it.
Yeah. Give me your roll. Give me your intelligence roll.
Give me a second. I just need to open up the Rites of the Moldering Dead to double check what die I roll at the moment.
I do. It's an intelligence check roll, right?
Give me a second here now. I can tell you. It's a... Huh. Actually, it's just a straight D20 check.
Is it just like a 50-50?
Oh, no, sorry. It's +5 to my roll. I misread the table, and I was like, oh no, I was the D20 is the die you roll for activating any scroll, but it's +5 to the intelligence check.
Okay.
So
Sounds
give me
good.
a second.
No worries.
Oh no, I rolled Fennec. It's okay. It made no difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think even with 5 on top of that.
Yeah, and
or-
I'm like, he's just like, bounces it, doesn't quite stand. He's
He
like,
can't quite make out much of it. No, it seems to be beyond his grasp. But what he does realize is that it does seem like, even though he's touching everything else, he does realize he can kind of just jump over these waist-high sort of counters to get to the demon door or demon carriage.
Mm-hmm. So, in my head, I didn't realize they were turnstiles.
Yeah. I realized when you start describing what you were gonna try to do.
Pick it up and turn it over.
Yeah.
When you described the 3 legs like a tripod, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe it's some kind of weird battery because of how the UK standard plugs look.
When you started saying it, I realized what you didn't realize what I meant by
Yeah.
it, but I was just gonna go with it and just but yeah. It's just their turnstiles, yeah. Because I was like, how do you explain those 3 prongs? I was like, I guess it's like a tripod on its side, and
Yeah. It looks like it's made to obstruct people.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, probably trapped. Hops over them.
Yeah. Yeah, and he hops over and he seems fine, and he's just on the other side now. You guys do see a little like beep 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 when he does that, but the beeping stops soon after. And what's everybody else doing?
Pip will just hop over the obstructions in his way and head towards the maw of the demon carriage.
Sounds good.
And kind of shine his torch, his new torch inside.
Yeah, so he puts his torch on inside and sort of looks around, and it looks like it's just like a small sort of boxy kind of room. You see some basically some benches inside here. You don't see any kind of driver or anything like that. And overall, there's like a few lights when you walk over towards it. The lights on the ceiling turn on for you, and you're able to sort of see pretty easily. Overall, you see what looks like, in maybe not exactly your language, you see what look like pictures of women and men in just different positions, or also what looks like books or other things. It looks like...
these are like photographs.
Yeah, you see basically photographs on the side and panels. You see some of them are holding
like,
things towards you.
Chisel's like... He goes in behind Pip and he's like tapping on one of the photographs. He's like, are they frozen? Are they trapped inside? And he's kind of like hitting, I don't know if it's like if there's glass or anything, but
Cedric's beside him and he's like, no, I think they're mightily rendered paintings.
an image? Surely not.
Well,
Chisel's gonna try to like smash.
Yeah,
like,
you just like smash through the plastic and just like you see like it's just paper that sort of curls over. You see it's just white behind it, but like it is an absolutely super realistic image in front of you that you're seeing. You can't believe it.
Yeah, Chisel's kind of shook up about it all.
In my estimation, they must have had many skilled artisans, and they must have trained them all. Clearly, they had a huge population that they could afford to do this.
Don't you see that it's the demon energy that they've harnessed? The whole culture must have.
You were saying it was painted by demons. Yeah, that would make sense. That would explain how they.
Well, I don't know.
Some kind of small imp, perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know. Demonology is not my thing. I really do just hate the undead.
I thought they were the same thing, the undead and demons.
Me too, yeah.
A common
Chisel's
misconception.
Oh,
Well, there we go.
you learned something new. every adventure.
Yeah, Chisel. Though the woman in this picture is smiling and like holding a ball towards you, you can tell there is deep pain behind those eyes that you just can't seem to shake. And yeah, I'm assuming everybody else just jumps over the turnstiles and sort of joins into the demon maw.
Alex, can I do an agility roll to see how well Fennec gets through?
Absolutely.
Because I don't think he's gonna do too great, to be honest.
Can I please fail a roll?
Yeah. He just goes and somehow. Go ahead, John. You want to describe how he fucks up?
I'm just like, yeah. So because he's actually wearing full plate, so it's -8 to all dexterity checks. So he tries to vault it like everyone else, but like puts his foot down between the two top turnstiles.
Oh God!
And he winds up falling headfirst, striking his helmet on the ground, putting out a resounding clang.
Bong.
The worst part is that it takes him a solid 3 awkward minutes to. No, I'm fine. I don't need your help to get out. And he has to readjust his knee brace and stuff.
Yep. Oh, that's great. So you guys pile in. The only other thing you guys do notice is what looks like sort of a handle, and on it says emergency brake. But overall, most other words that you guys can see are pretty ruined. But when the last person gets in, which I'm going to say is Fennec, the doors, or the maw, I should say, closes behind you. And you guys almost, I would say actually probably a bunch of you fall over for the ones who don't catch themselves as the demon carriage starts to move forward very silently.
Yeah, Chisel definitely falls. Pip goes into a deep stance. He kind of jumps down into a low center of gravity stance as it starts moving.
And you and you guys hear a similar voice to Utai saying, "Next stop, Central Transit Hub." As it just starts going down these dark tunnels. You're looking out, and you can see that you guys are moving for sure. And honestly, you're moving so fast, it's probably a little bit disorienting for some of you who have not traveled super fast. But overall, you can see that it's really hard to see if there's anything out there other than just dark stone. And it just keeps going for a while.
Chris nods wisely and goes, yes, I've read about this. I believe this is some sort of teleport spell. I don't know it yet, but
are we
in a corner?
Yeah, meanwhile Chris is enthralled, so it's just
Yeah. It's like when we fell in that portal.
Yeah.
That's all I can think of.
Chisel, seeing the vomit, also vomits in a chain reaction kind of a way. And
he was touch and go for a while, and then
yeah, exactly. He was kind of right on the edge. Pip, he starts investigating the portal, the doorway that is to the next car or whatever, and he's kind of taking a look at that to see if there's any possible movement between cars right now.
Yeah, so he sees looking back, there's how many are there? Yeah, so I'd say there's probably 3 cars. And you can just go between all 3, it seems like. It seems like there's no door blocking them off. It's almost like there's rubber, almost what's the musical instrument?
Accordion.
Accordions, almost like rubber accordions between each car, that are sort of moving and quaking. And you feel a lot of movement during when it starts to turn, and you're in the middle. He's like, whoa! You can really feel the turns in those sort of joint sections.
Is there anything in the other cars? Can we make our way to the front car and figure out which direction it's moving and kind of head that way? And
just one second, Dan. Thank you, PT, for the 300 bits donated. You guys will definitely need that later, or at any point. So that's very nice of you. Thank you very much, PT.
Thanks, PT.
But yeah, so I would say you are able to, Dan, to go through the different cars. There isn't much difference in any of them. They all seem pretty identical. You see that same woman smiling, holding a bottle, in the same position in all 3 carts.
Oh, that really like chisels. What demonology
I destroyed
is this?
you.
And he's gonna like run at the first one and just like
Just start smashing it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I love how
And
she's
Pip-
just like
Pip is-
this barbarian.
Yeah. This is really like freaking him out right now. And Pip kind of is like, take it easy. It's just an image. It's an image.
I do love that for Chisel though, where it's just like you guys have gone through different dimensions and done all crazy sorts of things, but this image, this is too far. I love it. This is amazing.
It's too perfect a match.
I can see her tortured soul looking at me.
Jedediah says, "We reckon we could get a few gold rilks for these," and starts trying to pry them off the wall.
Yeah, you absolutely are. You start prying them out and you start rolling them up like scrolls to put into your. You probably honestly, Chris probably has like a scroll holder, so you just start putting them in there. Like, oh yeah, these will be great tapestries that kings will pay a hefty sum for.
Best part is that we could probably sell them as that, yeah.
Absolutely. No, these are amazing, like high res, like fucking extremely like realistic images. No, they're terrifying probably to you if they're
Yeah, Chisel like sees Chris like starting to roll these up and put it, and he's just like, we have need to free their tortured souls, and he starts smashing like any image he's trying to get to him before Chris does.
That's amazing. Yeah, so you guys have just gone through destroying every image in here, or grabbing them and putting them in your sack.
And Pip is the whole time. Pip is Chisel, stop!
They're worth a fortune. We'll be rich.
We already are rich.
We could be richer.
That slows him down a little bit. And Pip gets him calmed down, and he kind of like takes a seat on the bench and is like kind of spent for a moment.
Yeah, sounds good. That's great. Love that. I'm just imagining broken glass and plastic and just paper just all across, strewn across the floor. Like this was an immaculate little like 3 cards, and now it's just destroyed.
It survived the end of the world.
Yeah,
But not us.
Chisel.
Not Chisel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, not Chisel.
So you guys keep going for a while. But you enter a dimly lit tunnel. It's blue-white torches flashing swiftly past, and feel a demon carriage slowing. In a few moments, it comes to a full stop. To the west, you spy another carriage. This one marked with blue accents. So the maw opens up, and you see across this room an identical one except blue. And across this one looks like an also bear condition. You see on each maw it says blue line, on each of the doors.
Is this like written in our language?
Yeah, I would say. I'll say this. I would say it's almost like not your language, but maybe like a sister language, like one that like
a
you haven't been
dialect or like
probably a different dialect version of the language you guys speak, where it's like you're able to pick up
old
some words,
English versus
or newer
modern American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of the words are probably a little bit more streamlined. Maybe it's a little bit more of a cleaned up language. It seems to be missing a lot of weird artifacts, I guess, from your language. But overall, you're able to make out simple words, but general big phrases or anything like the ads you guys saw could only make out a few things, but not everything. Yeah.
Cool.
Cedric's just like, the grammar is so strange in this land. Why? And they have these extra letters. So many redundancies in how they're pronounced, I imagine. So onto the blue line.
Yes,
Sounds
Chris
good.
goes to Cedric, says, this may have been a fire demon. Do you think this is some sort of water demon?
Or perhaps ice.
Ice, yes. She seems very intrigued by this all.
And Chisel's just looking wide-eyed at both of them, like they know exactly what they are talking about.
100%.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just also like as you walk towards the blue one, it's the hydraulics, but you hear like a tss as the doors open up, and you're like, oh.
Oh, give me a spook. Clearly, the beast is impatient.
And yes, you guys hop into the blue one. Similar to the last one, the doors close, and it takes you off. The demon carriage begins to slow again as you approach another of its dwellings. As you enter the low structure, it halts, and its apertures open onto a stone platform. To the east, the creature path has ended in a blank wall. The platform is about 100 feet long, and beyond is a space with doors opening to the east and west, cold daylight streaming through them. So, I'm just gonna check something real quick here. Just because, like I said, this map is fucking nuts. Especially when you're flying across on monorails. Okay. I think I understand what this is supposed to be now. Yeah, so, you guys, what the fuck? God damn it, Gibbon Games, you and your fucking maps, you're so artsy. It's just fucking really hard to tell sometimes what
Their maps are simultaneously really great at setting the mood, but also borderline fucking useless.
Yeah. Okay.
Not always great at conveying any information.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, I get now, and honestly, I'm just gonna say this in terms you guys understand, because otherwise we're gonna be here all day. Okay, so yeah, so it comes to the end of the line, you guys get off. Directly to your right is a door. And further past that, to your right and left, you see turnstiles and escalators leading down off of this station, basically. So there's a door directly to your right, and then there's also a way out of here to your left and right, downstairs. So, yeah.
Remember, we must find the golden demon carriage.
We reckon the golden one will be downstairs a bit more. You know?
Well, there doesn't seem to be anywhere else to go except further along this, what is it, some kind of singular rail. Sorry, I'm just like, some kind of solo rail.
Yeah, solo rail.
Solar rail.
It doesn't have the same, it doesn't have the same hit as monorail.
This non-duo train, I call it.
But yeah, I don't see anywhere else to go, so hop the turnstiles and away we go.
Okay, sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right, yeah, and you guys see sort of the, I guess we'll call it the ice demon carriage, goes back the way it came, like where it dropped you guys off, and heads back that way and leaves you behind. You guys go down there, which leads you to... Okay. So, you guys go down the turnstiles, and you are met with a similar platform. You guys see behind two glass doors. You see what look like a similar platform with a golden accent to the demon carriage. And to your right, you also see some double doors. So in front, you see two doors, golden demon carriage behind it, and to your right, two other double doors. So, just to make that as simple as possible for you guys.
10-4.
Oh, and you also see to your left, I'm just going to call them hover sleds, I guess is the best way to describe them. They look like platforms that you see they're holding some boxes. They look like there's like shirts and stuff inside these boxes. You see some t-shirts. And
this one has a cat. He claims to hate moon days.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh boy. We're all walking around in Garfield t-shirts.
Oh god, putting it over like
Garfield and Looney Tunes
over our armor.
You guys go for
Tasmanian Devil t-shirt.
You guys
Dan,
go from
only like the knockoffs.
Yeah.
Nothing officially branded.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, it's like Tweety Bird and Bugs Bunny in like crisscross clothing giving the finger.
And there's a weed leaf in the background.
Yeah, exactly. That's a real shirt.
There's a shirt with
Dan, did you own
Gonku
that
from
shirt?
Dragon Ball. There's a whole lot of merchandise here. But yeah, so you guys see those two hover sleds, you see the two doors, but yeah, and just a bunch of shelves full of crap. It looks like a bunch of merchandise. You see different pictures of like different sized like balls and bats and other things on this merchandise, or on these items, I should say. You see a bunch from, like I said, from shirts to other things. Weird discs that come in boxes. But yeah. Dad's face there, like, what...
Pip will head over and investigate the doors on the right.
Okay.
Probably take a look and see if they're trapped or like dangerous at all.
Yeah. So, you check that door, and you see on the door to the left, you see a little panel, and there is a symbol on it. That looks like the same symbol that's on the key card that you're told for the tower.
Oh, really? Who has the ivory key cards, the ivory pieces? Who has those?
I think
Chris?
you do.
Do I?
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, yes. It is.
Yeah, you have them in your hand as you're saying it. The ones that look like this, you know.
Yeah, he's held them up to compare the symbols, and he's like, "Who has the key?"
So let's slip it into the slot. I
The
guess.
radiation's just melting Chisel's brain for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, you hit that, and the metal double doors here open up, and you see behind it are two more metal doors, similar to this one in this room. It's basically, it looks like a hallway, and there's two more doors with a similar symbol on it.
Pip's gonna look around for traps.
Yeah,
because this is the sort of place you might put something.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Oh, sorry. Find traps.
Okay, I was on my end. It was almost a 1. But yeah,
That's
you don't
so
see
funny.
you don't see any traps here.
Okay, cool. Is there another like slot at this other door?
There is, yeah.
Do it.
Okay. Is everybody following Chisel,
Yeah.
or are you guys doing your own thing?
Cedric's with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just wondering if all the characters are here. If it's only a few of them, so I'm.
Yeah, it's Pip. It's Pip
Pip?
that's doing the
Pip's
doing.
yeah,
But yeah, Chisel will be right there.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. Yeah, so Pip Chisel's in the hallway. You said Cedric's in there. I'm just wondering if everybody's there. If it's somebody else, that's all.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I just want to make sure you're all inside.
Yeah, I just want
the
to know who's
hallway.
there. That's all. So if you guys are all there, the metal doors behind you close, and before Pip can get that other door open, those doors open up. As you approach the set of intimidating metal doors, a low rumble can be heard. The doors begin to draw apart, and a swarm of octopoid octopoid creatures crowd through the crack and onto the ceiling and walls, then merely wait and watch. These look similar to the ones you saw before in the sewers. You spy a humanoid figure with an elaborate spiked armor. Its beady, green glowing eyes glare at you from beneath a horned brow. Welcome. I am Dabrock, and this is my home. What is your business here?
How many of these?
Oh. Go ahead.
I was going to say, how many of these octopus things are there?
I'm gonna say at least 8. And it looks like there's more behind him in that room.
Mm-hmm. Cedric is just like, terribly sorry, we took a wrong turn. We were told to investigate an egg? You wouldn't happen to know anything about an egg, would you?
An egg. Do you have anything else to go off of than just an egg, or is that all the information you have?
There's also a solid gold demon carriage we were told about. Would you happen to know about one of those? We saw one that's yellow, but that's not solid gold. So.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about with the demon carriage. Oh, so you really aren't from our world. I assumed as much just from seeing you on the cameras, but... Oh, how interesting. Please, come in. I mean you no harm.
And Cedric points at the octopus things, and he's like, and well, can you? What about them?
Oh, don't worry about them. They're under my control. They're very intelligent creatures. They're very nice. They won't harm you unless I have them, and I have no reason to harm you guys. You seem fine enough so far. You're not savage barbarians like I assumed you might be. In fact, you're quite well spoken.
Cedric's looking at the guy wearing spiked and horned armor with glowing green eyes, and he's like, "Oh no, quite civilized, quite civilized."
Yeah, and he sort of brings you into the next room. And I'll just read out what it looks like to you guys. A roughly octagonal chamber with a high dome-shaped ceiling stretches before you. At its center, a round platform rises from the floor, and around its sides are a series of shelf-like levels. Weird lanterns light the area with a bright bluish-white light. Some depend from the ceiling on ropes, and some seem to be embedded in the walls themselves. And he says, "So were you supposed to come here for the egg? Or were you on your way to find this egg?"
We were on our way. I think we might have made a wrong turn. We were given this card. Pip, show him the card.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, Pip says. What did you say your name was again, sir?
He says, "I'm DeBrock."
Uh-huh. And so is this guy giving off like any sort of, I don't know, necromancer sort of vibes?
I mean, that's up to you. I will say, overall, you guys all weirdly feel really relaxed around him. Like, I would say this is actually weirdly, I would say the warriors and the dwarf of this would probably pick up on this the most, considering just your prowess. You probably have some survival instincts the others might not have, and you feel them dulled. Not like in a malicious way, but almost as if like you can't really seem to bring yourself to want to harm this guy. If you really, really want to push through it, you can, potentially, but overall you feel almost like sedated. So far I would say your characters don't feel anything unless that description makes you feel like on edge. I guess if I could be, I don't want to tell you how your characters will actually feel. I'm just saying, like, if like, you can definitely tell they're forcing to feel this way. But yeah.
I heard that. I would say that would put my characters on edge, probably. Yeah. So yeah, Pip is trying to kind of like cut Cedric off.
Thanks, Tim, for the 200 more points. You guys are...
Hey.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
So you guys are gonna have lots of rerolls.
Good. He says, well, the directions were very vague. Something about a demon carriage and a golden egg. And yes, there was a card. It got us through that first door.
He says, can I see this card?
And Pip is kind of like, oh man, you know what? I might have dropped it outside.
Jedediah goes, come on, Pip, you put in your pocket, I think, the one on the right.
Bard, give yourself a fleeting luck.
Memory's going, it is.
Pip, your head turned there. It was great.
Yeah, Pip just silence.
Yeah.
And he's, Pip is kind of like searching, and he just stops. He says, no, I'm sure of it. I don't have it. And he's kind of like looking at Jedediah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you dropped it, didn't you? Back on the thing. You almost tripped when you were going through the door, and you remember now.
That's right. Well, maybe we should all go back and look for it.
Well, it's a small thing, I suppose. Wouldn't take a few minutes.
Okay.
Well, Mr. DeBrock, we'll go try and find our card.
You sure? I mean, you are quite interesting to me. I feel like I would like to discuss with you more before that. I mean, I'm just trying to help
What
you.
What are you doing here, sir?
Well, I'm taking care of something that I don't want to fall into the hands of the Overlord. You're not working for him, are you?
The
Almost certainly not.
Overlord. No.
Have you met any of his people so far? They're these strange creatures. They ride six-legged mounts sometimes. They fire off plasma guns.
Cedric claps his hands. He's like, "Oh, and they've got the little spiders on the back of their heads."
Yes, yes. Okay, so you have met them. Okay.
Oh yeah, we killed a bunch.
Oh, perfect. Okay then. Well, I might know what that great egg is if you were meant to come here. If you do want to go search for that card, you can, but
Well, we can keep talking, but yeah, like I said, I don't have the card, so I can't show it to you per se. But that's fine. We can find it later. It was to get in here seemingly, so.
okay. Yes, well, I mean, come with me. I think I'll show you what you're looking for. I don't know if I'll be right, but perhaps I am, and perhaps we can help each other because currently it's non-functioning. And he sort of looks towards Chris and he says, "And I think you might be able to help me in particular. All right, come on."
What? How?
We'll see. Just come on. And he
We'll figure
leads. Yeah. Don't worry about it. First he leads you guys into a room. And he says, and he stays in there with you. And he says, like, I'll be here with you, and I'll keep my Korgu back. He sort of has the octopus guys leave like away from you guys so that you're not alone. What'd you say, Dan?
Would you call them?
Korgu.
Korgu.
Korgo. Or GU. And he leads you guys into a room, and the doors in front of you and behind you close. And suddenly water sprays from a bunch of different hoses in all directions, hitting all of you guys. And he says, "It's just to clean you. Trust me, it's good. And you look like you need it anyway." And you guys are just being hit by like high blasts of water until it's finally over, and then you guys all get scrubbed dry by these little mechanical arms with big brushes on them. It's and you're scrubbed clean. And then you guys go through the two heavy doors slide aside, revealing a long chamber punctuated with walls jutting out first from the one side and then the other. The chamber opens into a darkened space beyond two gigantic doors like those you just passed through. So you guys sort of go through big metal sort of hallways. And then you guys see this. A vast round room stretches upwards into the darkness, beyond your torchlight. The air is warm, moist, and musty, and a diffuse blue-green light glows from one wall. A causeway of intricately forged metal lasts circles the room to the left and right, and above you can see another causeway. I'll show you guys a picture in a second, so if you guys don't catch up with this, you'll see it in a second. About 20 feet up. In front of you is a railing, and beyond it, an open pit. A megalithic construct rises up into the darkness above. As you gaze about, the chamber's lanterns come to life, illuminating the space. Sheets of blue-green fungus adhere to its walls, climbing out of sight above you, and some of the octopoid creatures are harvesting pieces of it into mesh bags. And he has you follow him up different ladders, and he says, "This, I believe, is the great egg you're looking for." And I just posted the picture there.
Huh.
Oh, I see.
And he says, and like I said, it's non-functioning. And for anybody who's just listening to this, what I've shown them is a picture of a gigantic missile, and they are in a big silo.
Yeah, so Cedric's going to be like, well, I don't think it's this particular one. He turns and he's like, so it's something like this, I think. But so we were sent by the Oracle, and she said that one of these was and he tries to remember her exact words. He's like, that someone had moved into the room where it's stored, and she wanted us to solve that problem.
Oh. Huh. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call myself a problem. I'm keeping it safe here, but yes, I mean, I don't know what you want to do with it. Do you have any do you know what your intentions are? Do you have any way of contacting this Itai the Oracle?
Oh, thank you for you know her name then.
I can't remember if you mentioned it or not, so I jumped.
Yeah, I was just like, we were sent by the Oracle.
Okay, yeah.
He's just like,
I will,
well, if you give.
I will point out.
I didn't tell you her name.
I will point out he only knows her name if you mentioned it. So if you didn't mention it there, I thought you did, but that's
oh, okay.
So just one second, I'm just gonna let my cat out of the room.
Yeah,
she wants to leave.
Oh,
classic cat. He opens the door. She turns back round.
yes.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, so I'll totally have just said Itai the Oracle because John couldn't remember that name.
Yeah,
but
I just know if you
definitely
meant to or
would've.
not, so I just wanted to point that out.
He's just gonna be like, well, actually, we have a little device that they said would let us communicate. Would you be open to that?
He says, "Can I see it?"
And he just takes it out, holds it open for inspection.
And he grabs it and smashes it. No, he grabs it. He's like, "Oh, okay, I know where to. Yeah, I know where to put this." And he just brings you guys away from the silo and goes back into the area you guys were in before. And then he plugs it in that big sort of octagonal room. He plugs it into one of the consoles, and then it sort of beeps to life. And then you see on one like the black screens, you see the picture of Itai, and she says, "Oh, you guys were able to bring my consciousness here, perfect." And he said, and then she says like, "Oh, who is this?" And DeBrock introduces himself. I'm just gonna say right now, they start talking with each other, and because they're not using terms that you guys understand, a lot of it is lost on you guys. You guys catch a few things here and there, going back and forth, stuff about like the Overlord, certain things. At first, you guys can tell just from tones and some of the words that they're at first sort of questioning and prodding and trying to figure out what the other person's deal is, what everything's going on, and then eventually it seems like they become amicable. And then they start sort of almost like DeBrock's attention starts turning towards you guys as well as Itai. Their conversation kind of ends. And they sort of look to you guys, and they say, DeBrock says, well, it seems like we have similar interests against this Overlord who's been terrorizing the Dead City. And honestly, we think that perhaps you guys can be of aid to us to bring life back to Mezarkul.
And you'll send us home.
Absolutely. Well, DeBrock says, if that's the deal you made with Itai, I have no way of sending you back home. But perhaps they do. And Itai
Cedric raises a hand, and he's like, now, just to confirm, you do mean life, and not cursed on death.
Of course.
Just to be...
Of course not. No. In fact, part of the reason why we want to keep the Great Egg away from the Overlord is that if used by him, he may bring even more destruction and undead even to this world by using the Great Egg. It can be used for good and evil. We believe Chris has powers that we do not possess on this earth that could... what's the best way to put it? Push the egg in a way that would bring life back to the earth instead of destroying it.
I have no idea what you mean, she says.
And Itai says, basically, so we need you to take the golden line, which is down at the bottom of this tower, to another area that has... Well, let's just... I guess the best way, I'll just... In normal terms. There's a big red button you need to push, and then you will need to use your innate magical powers, Chris, to control the outcome. I feel like you will understand how it works when you're doing it, but other than that, mostly the instruction, the ritual, yes, the ritual, is you press the red button, and then you use your powers of magic, your great powers of magic, to push fate into the way of goodness and law. And Dubrock's just sort of like nodding. He's like, yes, that's it's not the scientific term I'd use, but yes, that's probably pretty good. And you notice Dubrock starts changing his language away from terms you understand to trying to use terms that he realizes, oh, you guys don't understand what a lot of the things they're saying is. And
he no longer says ICBM. He says
yeah.
Well, if it's the only way we'll get back to the forest, then I suppose we'll have to do it.
And Cedric's just like, yeah, no, I'm happy to help out. Not a lot else to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys. I will say this for you guys, in terms that you'd understand the way they say it, and it's up to you how you care, because I know you guys are a bit of a chaotic group, and depending on if you're just chaotic personality-wise, or if you follow chaos as, like, that side of the universe, it's up to you guys, because I know some of you are sort of insane. What you can tell they're saying is that you can let this, I'll say, Chris, you can let this thing fail, and chaos will win, or if you help, you can help law win, basically, is the terms they sort of put it into your head for this ritual. Once you press that red button, chaos will win, but if you can stop it, you can make law win, and that's basically as dumbed down as they are able to make it. So it's up to you on how you want to do that. They do mention that the Overlord has overrun the place where this big red button is, and it will be a fight to probably both get to it and defend it.
Nothing new there.
Yeah.
Cedric's like, well, let me tell you about the last place we were when we released when we released an elder goddess.
But yeah, if you guys don't have any questions, or sorry, if you guys do have any questions, feel free to ask them if there's anything that you guys want. And also, if you have questions for me, like as the GM, if you have any confusion with this, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. But there's
makes sense to me.
I'm pretty happy to go with it.
Yeah.
Come on then. Let's show us to this line. We'll push this button, and yes, then you can send us home back to the forest.
Sounds good. Yeah. So Dubrock just sort of points you out the way you guys came in. There's those glass doors, and behind those glass doors that open, he opens them up for you. You guys can get over towards the gold demon carriage, and you guys get inside the demon carriage. All right. So, let's see here. The demon carriage opens its maw so that you may enter and closes it again. It rapidly builds speed, racing through the pitch darkness of the tunnel. Within a few minutes, it emerges into light again, and you see in the distance the metal fortress of the Overlord. Its angled superstructure rearing from a flattened base, and a variety of spars jutting out from it, some bearing great banners and others bare. An immense pipe extends horizontally from the superstructure, pointing in your direction. It rotates towards you and belches fire, and something massive howls past above the carriage, too fast to be seen and wailing like a demented soul before exploding with the thunder of the gods themselves behind you. Weird, crab-like creatures with flashing prismatic wings and riders circle the fortress, holding station high above. Several of them swoop towards the fortress and then take flight again, head straight towards you, objects clutched in their claws. You realize one thing they forgot to mention to you, is that you, in the distance, can see this. 1 second.
Did you say flying crab creatures with riders?
Oh, you'll see in a second, buddy.
That's awesome.
So this is the mega structure that you guys see, and those are the crab creatures flying towards you. That is about 200 yards across and 100 yards, or 200 yards long and 100 yards across. It's basically a gigantic tank, for anybody listening. And those crab creature things look like bigger versions of that guy you one-shot, Dan. It looks like you see those guys flying on them, but they look like more armored, bigger platforms than the one you saw in their battle. And they are flying towards you, making horrible screeching noises, almost like a stuka. This is coming straight at the demon carriage. And you guys see further along the tracks, you guys see your destination. Stands another carriage house like those the party has already encountered. There, troops assembled in defensive positions await your arrival. Near the great fortress, 2 giant creatures painted a mottled gray bestir themselves from slumber and begin to stride heavily in your direction. Each bears a huge flail, and their baleful crimson eyes gleam from their brows. So, just so everybody's on the same page, you got your carriage house you guys are heading to, which has infantry units there. You got a gigantic fucking tank building that's firing off shells at you. You have flying drone creatures, and you got 2 big mechs with flails walking slowly towards you. They're about 20 feet tall. And you guys are rapidly accelerating towards the carriage house. You guys, if you guys have anything you want to say, if you want to prepare or say anything, go ahead, Dan.
Where's the carriage house in relation to like the tank fortress?
So basically, imagine you're just on like a straight line on the monorail. Just imagine like just a straight line going down. To your right in the distance is the megastructure. So like it's not in front of you or anything, but yeah, basically to your right. So it's like you're flying along in a straight line, and they're like taking shots at you as you're flying across on this monorail. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah. So we'll have to get from the monorail station, like we'll have to move across land somehow.
Well, basically what's happening right now is that your monorail's already flying ahead at super speeds. It seems like the gun barrel that's pointed from the big tank is not quite able to hit you, just how fast you're going. It might be able to, but it's very hard. You could walk across the monorail if you want to give yourself more time, I guess, but you're basically painting yourself as an open target, because you also have these flying drones head towards you. I
guess my question is, like, what is the connection between, like, where the monorail is headed versus this tank? Like, how, like...
Okay, yeah. I'll,
like, we're gonna have to, like, move a distance to, like, get to it, is correct? It's
yeah, and
I
will say, in a way that makes it easier, is that, like, the monorail thing will be sort of, it's almost more of a cinematic. It's not really gonna be in your control, other than you trying to brake if you want. I'll just draw it out right here for you. 1 second. So... Well,
potentially, depending on, like, where this is all taking place, Pip might suggest like jumping off of the fucking monorail before we get to this.
Yeah, totally.
I guess that's basically like why I'm pursuing this line of questioning.
So basically, you see this middle circle here, that I just drew on the map there.
Yep.
That's your carriage that's flying. Like, I would just have the tower as the circle on the left here, and then this is the carriage house you're getting to. This here is the mega tank just firing off at you. Oh, that works. So what I would say is that you are going so fast that, like, yeah, you might there's an emergency brake you guys could hit near the end if you want to get off of the carriage closer. I would say that you could probably tell if you got off the carriage now in the middle of this travel, you're probably opening yourself up to getting
I might
shot.
be confused.
Yeah.
Is the tank fortress our final destination?
No,
like,
it's not.
Is
No. Basically,
okay.
the carriage house over here on the right. This one
Okay.
here. That's where you're heading to. It's trying to shoot you as you're trying to get to the carriage
Okay,
house.
10-4.
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry, I was confused.
No,
there.
it's all
Cool.
good. This stuff, it gets real fucking and I am dumbing things down a lot to make it less complicated because I was getting frustrated.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. No, not because of you guys. I was ringing. I'm like, what the fuck does it mean? But yeah.
What does it all mean?
What does that
What does it mean? But I will say, you do have
burned?
basically troops waiting for you at the end here. So it's up to you if you want to wait for your demon carriage to blast through them, maybe, or stop it ahead of time and then try and like fight your way in. So basically,
man,
when
we try to
now,
like increase the speed and try to fucking. Like,
I would say
do, like, more damage.
I would say perhaps you could try that. Maybe Chris could potentially maybe do like a spellcasting roll if you guys want to try that. I will say there could be danger in that backfiring. But I'll say right now is you guys are a few rounds away from getting to the carriage house. You guys can try and prepare here because you can't really do much. You can probably cast spells out towards the flying drones that are going to be here in about 2 rounds. Go ahead, Martin. Look like you have a question.
No, I just had an idea. That's what an idea looks like.
Sorry, yeah, please go ahead, guys. This is your show now. You can try and Just how you want to do.
So Chris goes, well, I mean, they look sort of humanoid. I could probably send them to sleep. And maybe we can get some more beetles too.
You just fill the car with
Fill the
beetles.
train with beetles.
That is a
in the next several
horrifying
rounds.
idea. Like it just stops and then just beetles come flying out of all.
Like,
That
do you guys
sounds-
remember
that
how
sounds
Benny
awesome.
died
That sounds
in
badass.
in 1999,
Oh, yeah.
The Mummy? Yeah, it's
Yes.
just that, but with giant beetles.
With giant beetles, yeah.
Um,
Great reference. Wow.
Cedric is going to try and like break one of the windows
Okay. Yeah.
so he can get shots off at the flyers.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. So. Cool. Yeah. So we'll do that. So for this round, we're not gonna do initiative here. We'll do initiative once we get into the actual combat. This is more just gonna be per round stuff. So for this round, Cedric, you are opening up the thing and gonna start firing off at the flying creatures. There's 4 of them, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Let's keep track of their HP. So if you want, give me their damage, you can, and everybody else can decide what you're doing for this round as well. If you guys are also helping with that, or if you're doing something else.
I mean, Pip and Chisel will probably kind of do the same,
Okay.
whether it's at the same window or whatever.
Jesus
Try
Christ.
to focus fire.
Okay.
Can't stay up the paralysis effect, Alex.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're shooting basically over metal drones. They're fine. They'll be okay.
Blast!
I will say though, you got a really good shot, and you see like smoke billowing out of one, and it starts to like falter a bit. Like it drops probably about 30 feet below its companions. It gets it back going, but it is like slowing down. And yeah. If everybody else is giving me shots, give me your shots as well.
Okay.
And we'll,
Jed will shoot.
Okay. Okay. So, Pip, the one that's sort of like hurt, you take another shot at it and it goes down. You see it flying all the way down. Also, you guys are basically on a gigantic bridge. Like, this monorail goes up about 200 feet in the air. Like, it is nothing but like
awesome.
depths below of just desert sands and like the dead black city just stretching out across you. Stretching out
fucking
across
cool
as far as I
visual.
can see. Yeah. You guys are just
Oh no, the
flying.
giant beetle's rolling again.
Oh, God.
Who's to be Jed?
So that one's dead. And Mystic Marge, you get another shot off on another one. So there's 3 left. That one's also again a little bit hurt. And what are you doing, Martin, with your
So
character?
Jed was going to fire with a plasma gun,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is what that 12 is.
Okay.
I don't know if that
The
hits.
AC for these guys is 14.
Never mind. So that's a miss
Oh,
in
no,
that
it's-
case.
I mean, you guys got a lot of fleeting luck, so I don't know if you want to use any of that or if you want to hold on to it. But you might roll a 1, so you never know if you want to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Chris is going to try and get
And
some
don't
more
forget,
beetles
you
on
guys
the day.
have 5 rerolls, so I'll just let you guys know
Wow.
that.
Or 1 crit.
Yes, that's the thing. Well, actually, you guys
Or
have.
Martin, you use the D14.
I will say this too. This is 500 bits. 500 bits is also a random spell is cast by a patron if you want to burn them all up in one go as well. But we'll see what you guys want to do. Okay.
I've got 3 fleeting luck, so I'm going to burn all of those and turn that 17 into a 20.
Okay. Sounds good. 20. The catch summons 2 1-hit dice monsters or 1 2-hit dice monster. Remains for 1 hour. So just a giant beetle.
2 of them, I think. Oh, yeah.
No, they're 2 hit dice, so
they're
you
two
can
together.
get
Yeah, let's-
one. Yeah.
yeah, let's
If
go
you bring
on.
up to up to a 22, then you can have 2 giant beetles if you want.
It's tempting. Yeah, let me burn a point of permanent luck.
I mean, the others if they want to, they have fleeting luck if they want to give it to you. If they don't, then that's also fine. But
Let's burn the permanent luck.
gotcha. All right,
What are we going to do with it?
perfect. This is the last session, yeah. So,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
all right,
Let's go all
perfect.
out.
So,
And does the giant beetle from last time still exist? Is this the 3rd one we have?
that one is gone by now for sure.
Oh,
So
never
it's
mind.
just you're down to 2. I'm just trying to find them there. There we go.
Cool.
And so you have these 2.
Nice.
I'll get rid of that one. There you go. So you have those 2 there. All right, 2 giant beetles so far for I think it was what 2 hours at
Yeah.
Perfect. That's great. So even longer time for those
Takes
guys.
a while.
Okay. And that's all. That's everybody's characters for this turn.
Mhm.
All right, so you guys keep moving for a while. I think Dan's gone there for a second. You guys are the flying drones are going to be able to attack. Yeah, they're going to attack this turn.
Still here.
But they'll go after you guys. So if you guys want to fire off at them again, you can, and whatever else you want to do this round.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sustain my
Yep.
plasma fire.
Yeah, you guys are just firing out
Yeah.
this like thing that's going like 200 kilometers an hour, and just firing.
Trying to
Okay,
lead
well,
shots.
there's a fumble.
There goes all that fleeting
There
luck.
goes all that fleeting luck.
God, I just spent mine, but
All right, so Chisel
Oh,
one
right,
shots a
and,
dude. He's dead.
Nice.
Let's see here. What else we got?
Damn it, I'm a giant beetle now.
if you guys click on the thing, you'll have.
I
that.
didn't click on the symbol at all.
That's so weird.
It's probably just like, oh, there's so many tokens.
Let's see here. So Cedric got Cedric got a hit. Pip got a hit. Chisel got a hit.
Marge's roll didn't include her heroic deed die, so I rolled a d4 for that. That's the 2, brings it up to 14
Okay, and yeah,
for 3.
weird giant beetle. Okay, that's the other one dead. You guys got them all. That's. Oh wait, no, one's still alive by a little bit. He's very, very close to death. But you guys got 3 other ones, and they like those all. You guys just see smoking wreckage down below, now very far away as you guys keep flying. And there's the one that's been hit real badly, just trying to keep up. And okay. And anybody else for attacks? Or?
yeah, Chris is going to try and do a monster summoning again.
Okay.
Get really bulk this army out.
Ooh, good roll.
Nice.
23.
Nice.
So you can get 2 more beetles.
What's the next one up?
The next one up is 26. And it still gets you 2 hit dice monsters.
That's fine. Let's
Oh,
stick
I
with
think it's
23.
because the
The
casting
casting
time
time.
is a turn. That's 10 rounds.
Oh, right.
Yes. But what I'll say for this, I'll say because you've been sort of casting it along this, I'll say you can get this other casting in, but that'll probably be the last time you can get in before we keep going. That's cool with you, Martin?
Sounds
That
good.
explains why this isn't.
Yeah.
That explains why it's so kind of like slightly.
OP.
Yeah, but also you can't tell with DCC.
Yeah. No, DCC is not balanced at all, and that's why I'm like, you started casting it as you got onto the
That's
train,
weird.
and now we're still going. And now you got 2 more at 4, but that'll be the last time that's like you finish your second cast in there.
Sounds good.
But still, 4 extra attacks and 4 extra dudes to take
And
hits.
like these
is-
dudes have been fucking people up.
Yeah, they're very good. They're very good. Just that extra action economy is real killer, especially since you guys are down 2 level 5 character or level 4
PCs,
characters. But yes, okay. That's everybody for this turn.
Mhm.
Okay, so the giant gun just boom fires off at you guys. What does it have to hit? You guys are flying real fast, so it's very hard for it. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. It sails past you, hitting a big black tower, like you guys fly by, just destroying it, and like the tower comes crumbling down onto the monorail behind you. Not totally damaging it, but you see a big section of the monorail starts collapsing. But you guys keep flying ahead. You guys are 2 rounds away from the carriage house with the infantry guys waiting for you. And then it's this one guy left on the drone who flies over and drops a bomb, almost like World War II style, trying to get onto the carriage. No. It sails past behind. You guys see it explode below. And he just sort of flies. He's now flying like sort of like over your heads, trying to get out of your gunfire. So he's gonna have a +2 to his AC as he's trying to avoid you guys shooting, but you guys can sort of try and get out of the carriage a little bit and fire upwards. And now we'll go back to you guys. For you guys want to do.
Take aim at this drone.
Okay, yeah.
Let's
Give
try
me.
and- let's
Feel
try
free to
and-
give me all your shots if you guys want to.
Yeah. Are we taking like our second action and stuff like this, or are we
Oh,
just
I
kinda
totally forgot you guys have fucking
streamlining
second
that?
actions and stuff. Feel free to
Yeah,
do those as
same.
well. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, this has
I
been
wasn't
mostly
sure,
cinematic
yeah.
combat more than
Either
like
way.
straight up.
Yeah,
normal, but
either
it's
way,
but it's
it
totally
didn't-
fine. Okay, either way, they're dead because you guys have just
Oh,
like you guys. Yeah.
Oh.
I imagine some of you guys have just started shooting through the ceiling of the demon carriage, just firing right into him. And you guys just see a bunch of hits go into him, and he sort of flies backwards and just explodes in the air, just metal flying across, and just like leaving a trail of smoke and fire behind you guys. All right. So there's nothing else approaching you except for those two gigantic, big metal brutes that are hanging towards the carriage house. They're still far away though. They're very, very slow and very, very scared. They're about 20 feet tall. You see them heading for your for your destination, not for you. What do you guys want to do? You guys have about 2 rounds before you guys get to the carriage house. Is there any prep you want to do right now? Is there anything you want to try, or talk about amongst each other?
Do we want to try to fight all whatever's in there, or do we want to try to like fight while we like run through to try to get like to where we're going?
I don't think we want to stick around. I think we want to try and meet our objective.
Yeah.
How many of them are there that we can see?
You can see. Sorry, 1 second.
Cedric's just like, those guys were pretty tough last time we fought them.
Yeah, you can
Well,
see. I
sorry,
would say
first time we fought them.
I would say you can see about a dozen. And looking below, you see what look like smaller versions of the big fortress, heading towards the demon carriage, opening up and seeing more of those creatures coming out. It seems like those reinforcements that are going to arrive, not next round or even the round after, but in a few rounds. It seems like there's like the Overlord sending all his troops into this place to stop you guys. So you guys can see a dozen right now, sort of waiting for you guys, guns pointed. Some are even firing off at you, though missing. Yeah, so probably about a dozen in the first round, and then you're going to deal with more as they come.
All right. I think I'm going to... Cedric for his second action and Marge for hers are going to start firing at these guys.
Okay.
At both sides of the train.
Sounds good. Yeah, so you guys are going like, wait, your like lips are just with like just being pulled backwards by the wind as you're trying to take aim and fire. And they'll get an AC bonus just because of how hard it is to shoot. But yeah, you're able to do that. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Oh no. So Mystic Marge, as she tries to get out, I'm gonna say as she gets out, one of them fires off a plasma shot and it just shoots right into her gun, exploding it, and goes flying away. So Mystic Marge loses her plasma gun, due to that fumble.
Cedric's gonna roll his This is D14.
Okay.
And we're gonna see how he does. 7. 11 to hit.
11 to hit for the beetle.
I'm like, why?
Let me just check here for these guys. 11 does not hit. Their AC is 16. Actually, it's 18 because it's hard right now. I will say though, just because Jack's characters aren't here really, Mystic Marge can grab a plasma gun off of one of their characters. Basically, like they're in the background
They're just
fighting
kind of
as well.
standing around.
Yeah, you can just grab one of those. You guys have extras because she also gave you, Itai also gave you guys an extra 4 guns. I don't know if anybody grabbed those, but there's ample supply of plasma guns if you need to grab one. But I'll just take an action, probably a smaller action, just go and grab one and go back to start firing. Okay.
Yep.
And anything else there, guys, for this turn, for this action? Anybody else gonna fire off at the dudes or anything like that, or?
So how far away are we from these things? Tunnel.
It's hard to say in yards, so I'll just say in 2 turns of this thing moving really fast. So like we're getting down to the end of the second turn here, so I don't know. We'll say 100 yards away, maybe.
Okay, would Chris be able to sort of get ready to cast sleep as soon as she was within range of the
Absolutely, yeah.
station?
You can totally hold your spell for the right time for you, and you guys go in to try and hit sleep before you guys blast into the tunnel if you want to. That's absolutely something you can do.
Cool.
All right. So that's your plan for this. What's everybody else's plan for? So Chris is gonna cast sleep. What's everybody else doing once you guys like basically blast into these dudes?
Yeah, I mean, I guess my characters would kind of be waiting until they're in range and firing at
They're gonna fire the
these
plasma guns.
guys
Okay.
on the platform.
So is there pretty much plasma guns, or is there anything else? I'm mostly trying to make sure I don't stop anybody from doing something that they want
Everyone
to do.
except Fennec does not have a plasma gun. Specifically, he did not take one.
Okay, sounds good.
He has a sword and a shield and a lot of armor. That's the
Okay.
plan.
Perfect. All right. So you guys keep barreling down towards them, and then you guys get to the exact moment. We'll say time slows down for Chris. You just hear the breathing, and give me your sleep spell, Chris. Are you gonna spell burn at all?
I am. Let's get rid of 6 points of strength.
Dang.
Yeah. Oh, and I've just closed Chris's character sheet, which is really useful. Let's
And
try
don't forget
again.
you have rerolls if this goes really badly.
Yeah, and I need to add +8 because the sheet doesn't for
Right.
whatever reason.
So,
16 +8 +6.
so 14.
Nice.
So 16 plus 14. Okay.
30.
Holy shit. The caster was a great crowds of people to sleep, all unfriendly creatures within a 200-yard radius must make a saving throw or fall asleep. They can't beat that saving throw. Sleep is natural, and the targets can be awakened with normal means, rough shaking, water on the face. Creatures remain asleep for 1d7 plus 1 days if not awakened. So
That's got to be worth burning 2 points of permanent luck, I think, just to finish the job.
yeah. Holy shit, yes.
Can you just kill them outright?
Well, basically what it can do is all creatures within 500 yards of the spellcasting fall asleep. Yeah, so you can probably get them and a few rounds of reinforcements dealt with. If you want to do that.
Yeah, why not?
Nah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh boy.
I just remembered. You already cast a spell, and you remember it doesn't work on them. I just remembered.
Oh.
You already did this. and you
because
tried
they
this
don't
last
have sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the things on the back of their
That's
heads
right.
stops it, as you guys sort of
Ah.
learned.
Let's not do that then.
But yeah, but I will say you got a 30. I will say, like, just to be fair, because I should have remembered that, honestly. If you want to pick one of your other spells to do, if you want to do a scorching ray or something else into there, like an explosive opening before you guys blast in, you're welcome to do that, or anything else you might have that you'd like to do.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Let's do that. Oh, hang on. Could I cast Breathe Life onto the train carriage?
What's breathe life? Is that what you're?
Basically turn something into a golem.
Do you have that spell? What is that?
Animate something. Yeah, it's a 3rd level thing.
What the fuck? Let me just see this. 1 second. Wait, is this like an elf thing, or is this a spell?
It's a 3rd level spell. It's
Oh.
a really weird thing, but have a quick
I'll
look.
just roll it real quick so I can just click on it. No, because I mean that shouldn't be a problem. I just want to see. With an enchanted breath from his lungs, the caster brings life to an inanimate object. The spell can make statues move, turn clay figures into obedient homunculi, cause spellbooks to defend themselves against interlopers, and transform dungeon doors into stalwart guardians. The spell requires a short ritual and a variety. That takes 1 turn to do, by the way. So that's 10
10
rounds. Yeah, so that's a bit too long, unfortunately.
Okay, never mind. Well, as a backup plan, let's go for the. Oh, I don't know. I think we should go for the invoke patron.
Oh, you haven't done that. Yeah.
Mm.
So that would be very
let's see
cool.
what he has at 30. A colossal tree man bursts from the ground nearby and fights on behalf of the caster. He moves on the caster's initiative, and the caster can perform other actions while directing him. The tree man remains for 1d4 plus caster level rounds. So that's 8 rounds. Tree man, attack slam plus 12 melee, damage 2 6 plus 6, AC 17, HD 6d8. Holy shit. 2 attack dice. Takes double damage from fire. Cool. All right. Sounds good to you, Martin? You spawn a
let's
colossal
do it.
tree man. So do you spawn him like right behind them? Like where are you spawning this guy? Where is he bursting out from? Because obviously, like I'm not gonna be a dick and be like comes from the ground all the way below.
I think the platform would be cool where we're about to
Okay.
arrive.
Yeah. So like
There's a sapling there that goes out of control.
Yeah, they basically have there's basically like a bunch of dudes behind these sandbags pointing their guns at you guys, and one of them has a little potted plant that they brought for good luck. Probably one of the last plants left on this earth. And then suddenly it mutates and explodes out of the little clay pot, and this gigantic tree creature, fucking fucking tree beard on roids, just starts whacking as your demon carriage just catapults itself through the tunnel and stops at the station. I'm just going to to make your life easier there, Martin. I'm just gonna copy and paste that little stat block. I'm just gonna post it in the Discord there, so you can just easily
Thank you very much.
look at it. He's got pretty good fucking build. And I'll roll his hit dice here. 8d6. Do you want to keep track of the hit dice for me, please, Martin?
Yeah.
68. And okay, so his hit dice are 24. Ooh, actually, it's actually pretty average. That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
I'll take it. He's got an AC of 17, moving to 20. He attacks twice. And his slam is plus 12, 2d6. Damn, dude. If he hits both, which he probably will just by averages, that's 46 plus 12 damage around. Okay. So, do you guys want to give me your initiative rolls? Because we're just going to go into it here. Tim's saying he loves Tree Man. Favorite character so far.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Are we rolling individual initiatives? Or
No, just roll
one?
roll for your group. Roll for your team.
Yeah.
And the Tree Man will go on your turn as well as your beetles, Martin. So you can just keep track of all of that. Ooh, nice.
Who was that?
That was me.
Why?
Nice.
Why the fuck is it
Obviously,
on
it
the
was
beetle?
just giant beetle because we're all giant beetles now. Apparently.
Honestly, John, I think if you click off of you see on the left there the tab. I think if you click off of that and click maybe back on, it might get rid of it. I'm not sure. I don't know why it's assigned to tell you. Oh, you know why? It's because everybody can see it. And I made it ownership of everybody, so for some reason it's just going like, "Oh, this is yours." Even though I just did it to make it easy for everybody to see. My bad. So just give me your initiatives, guys. If you guys can tell.
Yep.
You know what? I can also just put your tokens down, or you guys can put your tokens down. It might help.
Oh.
Not have.
Oh, we
that
can just
same...
drag them right over.
I think you should be able to. I don't know if you can or not.
No.
No.
That's annoying. All right, it's not a big deal as long as you guys can keep track of who's doing what. So first initiative, John, what's yours?
23.
23, nice.
I rolled a 20.
I know, but it doesn't count for initiative, unfortunately, buddy.
I know. So no feeding luck for John.
Yeah, fuck you.
Hey, remember your place.
Okay, Dan?
14.
14, okay.
I thought that was me.
Oh, is that you? What color am I?
I
No, that's me. Yeah,
you
that's
sure?
Okay, so
Yeah.
20 for
Martin
Martin then?
is kind of yellow.
me. Yeah, you're green.
That
I
is
think.
purple.
20 for Martin,
Excellent.
14 for Dan, 23 for John. Perfect. Okay, guys. So these guys are all going last. Holy shit. Okay, this is gonna be interesting.
Mad. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be mad.
Oh boy. Okay. So I'll say this, just to make things simpler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So, basically what's happened here now is that your carriage has gone through into the station. The doors have opened. You guys have left, and the beetles have sort of escaped out of it. You guys are able to get into positions behind you. So just like to your left is the Tree Man and the 12 dudes. So basically, we're just gonna keep it simple. If you guys want to deal with those guys first, you can, or if you guys want to go look for the red button, you guys can. You guys know the red button is in this area. It's very close by somewhere. It's not like far deep in this structure. So what do you guys want to do?
My characters are gonna look for the red button.
Okay, sounds good. Sorry, 1 second.
And Pip's gonna yell, "Chris, we need to find the button."
Yes, I know. We need to get the beetles over there and distract them.
I do a button. I don't even know what a button is, but it's red.
Okay, so I'll say this. Basically, the big red button, you guys see it at the far end of the station. It's in sort of what looks like, you see a big glass room that's in. You see like big glass doors. And it looks like there is basically a giant sort of command center. And in the middle, you see a big red button on this sort of like joystick looking thing. It's at the opposite end of where the enemies are. But you do see lots of different doors and hallways leading into the station, so you know they'll come from other places from the ones you saw below. So nowhere is safe, really. But what do you guys want to do? What's your plan here? Are you going to try and distract them with some of them? Or are you guys all going for the red button and just going to hold up there? What do you guys want to do? And if I need to describe anything at all, I know you guys are thinking, but in case you guys are confused, just let me know. Because this is going to get real chaotic.
I mean, yeah, I'm up for making a last stand there, but I don't know if anybody else has other ideas.
Yeah, why don't we just run over there, leave the beetles and the tree man with the...
Yeah, exactly.
guys.
They'll...
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. And I will say, the ones with 2 action dice, you guys can reach the room. And the ones without it can't, but I will say you guys can grab the ones who can't. Like the ones who can run twice as fast, you guys can basically pick up somebody else and just book it for the control room.
Okay.
If you guys want to. If you want to. I'm just saying that means you won't be able to fire if anything happens, you won't be able to shoot. But so it's up to you if you guys want to just take your time. Or whatever you want to do. Chris is the only one who can actually do anything with the big red button. That's why I'm pointing it out that if you guys want to get there fast, you can, but also if you get ambushed, your hands may not be free.
Chisel will stick with Pip and the others that can't run as fast.
Okay, sounds good.
As Fennec will charge in.
Okay, sounds good. So Fennec,
Hell yeah.
Fennec just imagine Fennec sort of trips a bit, and his big head just smashes through the glass door that leads into the control room, and just sort of barrels his way in there. And now he's inside. The lights in here turn on once he gets inside the door, and everything sort of just powers up. And you guys sort of fall behind. Okay, Martin, do you want to give me attacks for your tree men and all your beetle dudes against these guys?
Yep. And if anyone wants to make a tea at this point, that's probably a good idea. So that's AC 13. 20.
Okay, so 13 misses, 20 hits. 14 misses.
4 points of damage.
The AC is 16, just so you know.
Okay, cool. And the beetles aren't doing very well. They're making a lot of noise and looking scary, but that's about it.
And then they'll also take a lot of hits, so there is that.
Yeah.
So okay.
Tree Man is just 1d20, or does he have a modifier?
He has a 1d20 plus 12.
Oh, plus Jesus.
Yeah, and he makes 2 attacks, by the way.
Ouch.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a reason why I was like, I don't want to fight those guys.
So that's a hit.
Let's just
that's
do the
another
other
hit. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's 46 plus 12 damage from him.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to do 2d6 plus 6 and see if it kills somebody first, and then do another one.
There we go.
Okay, so that guy's still alive. So do you want him to get slammed again?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
For
and now
11
he's
point.
dead. So there's one guy dead after all that. So but yeah, so you see Trey Man slams him and then just like throws him down below, off the side of the train station. And the other ones are gonna start attacking your beetle men and your tree man. So I am just going to roll all their dice at once, and we'll just go from there. Because this is gonna take forever if I don't do it this way.
Best way to do it.
Jesus.
Okay. So, what's the AC of your beetles?
Beetles are AC 15.
15. So miss. Oh wait, let's see what's their modifier. Okay, 15. So, miss. Miss. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 hits. One of them being a crit, so I'll just do double damage to keep it simple. So just keep track of your beetles. We're just gonna mark off your beetles as they die, Martin, for easiest amount. So first damage, 1d8 plus 4. That's 9 damage.
Okay.
Let that one gone. The next one, another 9 damage. Is that
That's
one dead?
one beetle dead.
One beetle dead. Okay. Another one. That's 5 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one. That is 8 damage.
There is a beetle that is another dead one.
Another dead one?
Dead.
Okay, sounds good. That's 2 dead ones. That's honestly not the worst. They're holding up, and they're all just shooting off and fighting, and just it's a huge melee between your beetles and these guys and the big tree man. So they're holding their own for now. Okay, so back to the top of the order. You guys are all able to make it to the control room. Chris, you are able to make it to the button. What do you want to do? So you press it.
Button.
Okay. Yeah. So here's how this is going to work. This is a little ritual. This is a little mini game that you have to use every turn to do to keep this going. While everybody basically has to defend you. But you guys might be okay. You got a pretty good strategy so far. We'll see though. Because it's about to get worse. About to get a lot worse. So basically, we are starting at 4, Martin. And like, no, I'll keep track of this. I'm just going to explain it. We're starting at 4. Basically, every round you're going to do your spell check versus the Great Egg spell check. If you win, you go up a point. When you get to 7, you get the effect you want from the ritual. If you, for any reason, do not spell check in a round, the points go down. If you fail a spell check versus the Great Egg spell check, it goes down. And when it hits 1, you the bad effect is going to happen. Yeah. So you're gonna want to get up to 7. And if you hit 1,
7 successes.
No. We start at 4, so it's halfway between. It's halfway. Imagine a D7 in front of you. Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, we're gonna be here all day.
No. I mean, you might be.
Oh no, guaranteed. Failure is guaranteed.
It can still go back and forth, but you do have 5 rerolls.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Oh yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
And also, it's just with 200, you guys can make me re-roll a die. So if I roll really high to the point where there's probably no chance of you passing, you can make me re-roll that one as well. But it burns 2 of your 200 bits. Okay. So let's do this. Give me your spell check, Martin, and guess how much spell check this thing has. It's a D30 plus 6 against yours.
Jesus.
What?
Okay, so 18. You gotta beat 18.
Come on.
Actually, I shouldn't show you until you already do yours, and I'll do. Oh boy. Okay. Do you want to re-roll that, Martin, with your fumble?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Yes.
Okay, give me a re-roll, buddy. 14. Okay. Do you want to burn 5 luck to make it 19 to beat it?
I would, but I'd be dead.
You can re-roll your luck again if you want. If you want to re-roll this again, or you can let it go down to 3.
What do you reckon, guys?
I'd say so can Chris spell burn to do this?
Chris can spell burn, but I think it's a little bit too fast beforehand, so I forgot to mention that they could do that. But so Martin, if you do want spell burn, I'll let you do it this turn. Any future turns, if you forget to spell burn, then I'll say that it's too late. But I forgot to tell you that you can spell burn for this.
Jeez. I mean, 18 is going to be a pretty average roll that you're going to have to beat to, that's
with your plus 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll again?
I mean, if you roll an 11 or above, you beat it, basically. So you have pretty good odds.
50-50 odds of beating it.
That's
yeah.
All right, another reroll. All right, you guys got 3 rerolls left. There you go.
Nice.
All right, we're at 5. You need 2 more successes to get this.
Cool.
Okay. So That's your turn. What are you guys doing? If you guys want to do anything here, you guys can get into. If you guys want to get creative, you can try and make defensive positions to either get your AC up. I'm gonna let you guys be a little creative here on how you want to do this. You guys can fire off at the guys if you want, but you can also use this turn to get a little bit ready because you hear lots of footsteps clanking up stairwells coming from below.
Yeah, so there's other doors coming into this room,
Yeah,
right?
there's a lot more than just these guys coming.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case.
Yeah.
Fennec is going to take, chairs and start barricading doors.
Okay.
He's throwing whole desks up against them.
Sounds good. Yeah. So yeah, so
Using
you
both actions to barricade.
absolutely perfect. Yeah, so that'll definitely slow them down and make it harder to get in, and might even give you guys a bonus if they're trying to get across while you guys fire at them. So yeah, so you start putting desks and chairs in front of the doorway and just get that stuck. Anything you're doing, Dan?
Yeah, Pip wants to get into a defensive position behind some cover.
Okay.
And kind of prop up his rifle.
Yeah.
And Chisel's gonna just start firing at any targets he can find this round.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so Chisel can fire off towards the guys that are fighting the beetles and tree man if he wants.
Absolutely.
You can probably hit one or two. If you had rolled higher with the 16, but
does he need a 16?
16 to hit, yeah.
For 14 points of damage. No, I'm not gonna burn any luck just yet.
Sounds good.
But I will take my second shot real quick.
Sounds good.
Nice.
Another shot off. Yeah. So
he fires one to the ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead,
I'm going to, for Cedric and Marge, gonna have them set up defensive just putting desks on the ground.
Yep.
Around Chris, so we can actually defend her.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, sounds good. So I would say, Pip, you said you want to get into a defense position. I'm gonna say that you're able to sort of get propped on a table behind. Imagine almost like NASA with giant computer, old NASA, bunch of computer things. You can get behind one of those and sort of prop your gun on top of one of those computer things just for a proper thing. John, your two characters, grab desks and chairs and move some things over, or rip out a few things maybe out of the ground and just sort of barricade her in. So if anybody tries to get in, they have to break through before they can actually hit her. Okay, I like it. Is that everybody's turn? Martin, you still have your other character that can do something if you want.
Yep, so Jed is going to fire off a plasma rifle and just see if he can hit. And he's going to probably spend some luck if he doesn't.
Okay.
What's his attack bonus? Is +3.
Okay, just need a 16 to hit. I don't know if you want to burn any luck.
So he's going to burn Boyne. He's going to Boyne 2 points of thiefy luck.
Okay, so that's 2d7, I believe.
Nice. Yeah. That's fun. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you definitely pass. Yeah, so you hit one. I believe that's everybody. So Martin, if you want to do your characters, your tree man and your two beetles, if you want to have them attack.
Do I need to roll damage for the...
You already rolled damage there with... Didn't you? Oh, no, I'm wrong. No, I'm wrong. There we go. Ooh, good hit. That's a really good hit.
Nice.
1d8 +2, right?
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
That's a real good hit.
Right, so... Beetle guy. Misses with a 14.
Okay.
And other beetle guy.
Oof.
Oh, 8.
Okay. And Tree Man gets 2 attacks.
So Tree Man with his 1d20 +12 rolls. I love that.
That is awesome.
Yep.
21.
That's going to hit. That's 2d6 +6.
Yep.
Damage. And you can roll the other one first if you want.
Yeah. 1d20 +12. That sounds so nice. Is...
Yep,
Ooh,
29 to hit. That's going to hit.
2d6 +2. Was it 2d6 +6, wasn't it?
It's 2d6 +6, yeah. So that's another dead guy. And then he slams another dude. Give me that damage.
So that one is... Oh, nice. 14.
14. Okay, another guy dead. As they're getting killed over there. All right, so that's everybody's turns for them. And now it's those guys. I'm going to say two of them break off from that group and start running towards you guys. Who would be the most open here that they're trying to shoot at? Would you guys say? Who would say they've made themselves the most open? Do you guys think?
Maybe Chisel.
Chisel. Okay. Chisel, you're still getting an
Sure.
AC bonus because you guys are sort of barricaded up. So I'm gonna give you a +2 to your AC.
Okay. Awesome.
While they try to hit you. I'm more because I know you guys all got in defensive position, so I'm trying to wonder who they would go for. And you guys.
Chisel was pretty. Yeah, he pretty much just stood out in the open and was like firing. So,
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
So that one's gonna, I assume, is gonna hit anyway. So, with a 23 to hit, and then you're gonna take, 5 damage, and the other one's gonna fire off at you as well.
Mm-hmm.
17.
With a bonus that wouldn't hit.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so it goes long. All right, and the rest of them are going to fire into the beetles and then the tree man. So we'll do the beetles first, or we'll just do all these rolls first. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that's 4 hits. I rolled a 19, a 4, and 3 18s. Okay, so we are going to do how much damage is it? It's 1d8 plus 4 there. So that's the first damage, 9.
Yep.
And then another 9, so that's a dead. That's a dead beetle. All right, and then the other hit, 5. And then another 5. So is that 2 dead beetles?
Nice.
No, the second beetle is still, or the last beetle is
Last
still
beetle's still
standing.
alive. All right,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, so back to top of the order. And just before we get to you guys see the wall next to you, basically where the tree man is. You see a big metal hand sort of reaches into into the opening gap, like where you guys came in on the monorail, and you see this big mech with a flail kind of pull himself up. He's very slow, but he's now where the tree man is and the other guys. He's not going to swing this turn, but it looks like he's there, and from the sounds of the crushing rock and metal, his secondary mech is not too far behind him. All right. And now to you guys. So, John, you are first.
Okay. So, now that we've kind of got some defensive measures set up, Cedric and Marge are going to start firing.
Okay. Are you firing at the 2 guys who are trying to attack you guys? Or are you going to fire off the mech? Or who are you firing off?
They're the first targets.
Okay, sounds good.
That's Marge.
Okay, it's a miss.
She have a +D4, whatever. And then Cedric is going to fire with the D20.
Okay. And that's going to hit. All right.
Now he's going to have to roll D14.
That hits.
And so that means he gets to roll damage again. Oh, sorry.
Nice. Another hit.
Mm-hmm.
And... Huh, okay. Alrighty then. And anybody else? Anybody else on your side there, John?
No. Fennec is kind of setting himself up at the nearest point for them so that he can be a kind of Sorry, no. Fennec is setting himself up between them and Chris so that they can't get a shot on
They
her.
have to go for him before they can get into...
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I love it. Good old Fennec. So that's both.
He really is a lackey.
Yep, but it may come in handy here. Okay. So that's your turn. Martin, you're next.
So first of all, Jedediah is gonna fire his plasma gun in the general direction of one of these two.
Okay. Is he going for the one who's already hurt?
Yeah, very much.
Sounds good. Give me your shot.
And he's gonna roll a disappointing 12.
Oof. And do you want to do? Is it Chris that's left?
Yeah. So 1d20 plus 8 plus another 10.
All right, I gotta roll against you. Are you burning? Are you spell burning again?
Yeah, spell burning 10 points of agility.
Okay.
Better be a good roll. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh my god. Yeah. All right, we'll see what I get here. So
What do you reckon,
you
guys?
rolled.
Reroll?
You rolled a 20. We'll see.
What?
I mean, you might not need it. We'll see if you need a reroll
Okay.
after this. Oh yeah,
Three.
you might want a reroll.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Definitely
we'll re-roll Martin's d20.
All right, give you your roll. Your d20 plus 18 against 27.
That was just mean.
And so now we're down to 2 rerolls. Oh
for
god.
Martin, look, can you stop rolling so badly?
Please.
Do you want
Now re-roll it.
You're literally the only person that can do this thing.
do you want to use another reroll? Or
We should do, really.
We should.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think
you
time
definitely
is
should. I
yeah,
mean,
isn't it?
every
Yeah.
round
Yeah,
failed
you
takes
don't
you further
need to
away.
roll that well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
Exactly,
mechs
yeah.
are getting closer, so it's up to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, give me another roll. Oh,
You gotta
Hang on,
burn
I've
the
got
luck on
permanent
that
luck.
one.
yes.
Yeah.
Burn 2 luck.
Yeah.
I rolled a 26
Jeez.
right at the 27. Oh my god.
Wow.
Mean, man.
All right, so you burn that luck. Okay,
We're on 6.
we're now on 6. You just need one more success. One more success.
We will get it.
And you'll get it.
Hell yeah.
All right, Martin, since we're actually in true initiative here, do you want to do your tree man and your beetle?
Yes. So the poor remaining beetle rolls.
I could not.
Disappointing. Right,
They've been
yeah.
great fodder though. They've been taking
Yeah.
lots of hits. So
Yeah, exactly.
You have kept them off. Okay,
They freed up the tree man to fuck shit up.
yeah. Fuck
So
yeah!
that's the
There you go.
28. And where were these rolls?
I know,
when
right?
needed
You
them?
keep getting really high
29.
rolls for the tree man who does not need them.
Look, tree man knows what's up.
Tree man only needs a 4, and he keeps rolling so much. Okay, so that's
14 points of damage for someone.
another one dead.
And second roll is 9
Okay,
points of damage.
Good hurt, but that guy's not quite dead yet. But he's gone. Okay. So he's still fucking shit up. Tree Man is just beating the shit out of these dudes. And he's probably gonna get some hurt soon, but we'll see. Okay, Dan, your turn, buddy.
Okay. Let's see. Chisel is gonna kind of take up position next to who was it? Cedric that kind of positioned himself in front of Chris, or was it Fennec?
Fennec.
Yeah. So he'll get up next to Fennec, and he's gonna take his plasma rifle shots. There's
Okay,
one.
so that kills one. That was running up at you guys.
Okay.
There's only one left who's like trying to assault your room.
Okay.
Okay. He is still alive, but not looking hot. He's you basically blew out a giant chunk of his chest.
Nice. Can I mean, as like a heroic deed sort of thing, can we say I like knocked him off his feet where he has to like get up next round at the very least?
Yeah, we'll say as a heroic deed because of the amount of damage and everything. You blow off one of his legs and it just turns to green goo on the floor, and he just falls over and starts like trying to get himself back up. Okay, so that's you, Dan.
Okay, so Pip will Pip's gonna, I guess he'll take aim at this this mech in the
background.
Yeah, in the background there.
Okay.
Do.
So just see here what his. Oh wait a minute, where is he? Yeah, no, his AC is 20.
20.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah, this sort of just
Interesting.
It sort of
I'll,
hits into his metal and kind of just. Oh, are you gonna roll any luck to?
Yeah. Hey,
Go
why
for
not,
it, man.
right?
Go for
It's
it.
the
Roll,
last
roll,
freaking
roll.
session. I'm
Yeah,
gonna burn 2
absolutely.
permanent luck.
Absolutely. 2d7. Come on, roll high.
2d7.
Just get a 3 and a 4. That's all you need.
Okay, I don't. You know, that's some jinxy shit to say.
Oh, you got it. You got it though.
Nice.
A 2 to 8 will do it. Or 2 to 6. Yeah. So good. Yeah, you guys shot. You see the plasma hits the metal on right near his neck. It starts to sizzle into the metal. The big mech doesn't seem to really react. But it does not like that. I'm assuming.
And
just from how much it's sizzling.
I assume that thing is like immune to like the stun.
It is, yeah. All that stuff. Yeah.
Cool,
It's just
cool.
but I will say that was a good shot though. You do still see it sort of almost like alien blood. The acid's kind of burning into the metal, like the plasma's burning to the metal of this mech.
Cool.
So it is doing some good work. Okay, Dan, do you have any other characters?
Nope, that's me.
All right. So yeah, that big mech gets himself up onto the platform, and you see behind him the other one gets up onto the monorail, and you hear more clattering footsteps coming up the stairs, and the doors to the left, just in front of the control room, gets kicked down, and 16 more of these guys come barreling in, and they just start firing off their plasma guns at the control room, sort of melting through a lot of your defenses. And like just basically eradicating a lot of the stuff, because a bunch of the tables kind of just melt away or collapse. The computer boxes just kind of like fizzle and pop. And they just like basically a firing line of just plasma just starts firing into this room, and you guys sort of duck for cover. So a lot of your armor that you guys have is now sort of gone. Though the thing around Chris is still secure. Okay, and for that, the mech first is going to go for Tree Man. And
Tree Man.
And
No.
he is going to do. Jesus Christ! Do not let this guy get close, guys. He is going to.
Tree Man has AC 17.
Okay, 24 to hit is going to hit. And he's going to take. 12 damage. Actually, we're supposed to roll a 1d24 there, not a 1d20, but still does not matter. As this giant, big flail hand comes in, slams into, splintering a bunch of parts off of Tree Man. Okay, and then the guys, how many left? 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 4 of the guys just fire off their plasma guns into Tree Man.
Or Tree Man.
Oh, not d24.
You didn't deserve this.
Tree Man.
Tree Man.
Your sacrifice won't be forgotten, dear friend.
Oh, I see a 20.
Yeah, we'll just do double damage for that. So that is that's 3 hits. Okay. So yeah, it's all into the same guy. So we're just going to do that's those, and then it's plus 12.
Tree Man has 12 hit points left.
31. Yeah, so you guys watch him just get battered. Like he's just trying to hold his own as he tries to beat up this mech. Gets like an arm ripped off, and then just a firing squad of plasma just shoots into Tree Man as he just sort of sizzles and collapses onto the ground, dead. Unfortunately, there is no longer Tree Man. And the mech, those 4 guys and the other mech start making their way towards you guys, along with the 16 that have just shown up. Okay, back to top of the order. You guys, both the control rooms destroyed. Sparks are going off. A fire has started. It is chaos in this room. What do you want to do, John?
Yeah, Cedric is going to start blasting.
Okay, sounds good. And I'm just going to assume you guys are going to go for hurt ones first and try and kill them as quickly as possible is my assumption, unless you guys say otherwise.
Yeah,
okay.
that's fair.
And then with his D14.
Okay.
All right, that one does.
That one does
hit.
Nice.
I forgot to add the 2. So 5 damage to one of them.
Okay. That actually kills the guy who was hurt.
Oh, nice.
So that's another guy down. You still have.
So I got a bunch more to go.
You still have actually 20, because there's one guy and then the 3. Yeah, so you have 20 guys with plasma rifles and 2 mechs.
Well, even if she rolls a 4 on her D4D die. Marge isn't gonna hit anybody, so she's providing suppressing fire.
Sounds good, yeah. Suppressing fire! It just starts firing off into the air above everybody.
And they're just like
Classic.
not paying attention to it.
Okay, sounds good.
And then Fennec is going to. He's just seeing how many of them are out there, and he's just like, "Yep, I'm right here, guys. Come on, hit me."
Hit me. Sounds good. Martin, because I feel like you're gonna be the more climactic one, I'm gonna say, Dan, you can go first and fire off your guns, and we'll do Martin last, as he only has the one thing to do, and we'll see how this goes.
So what I was thinking is, what I'd like to do is try to like maybe focus fire on like the ceiling above this group of individuals to like try to like collapse some of it onto them or something like that.
Okay, sounds good. I would say,
Okay.
because of how well constructed everything is, and you would know this as a dwarf, for Chisel,
built.
I feel like you'll know that Chisel and Pip will both need to use their actions, like all three,
Yeah.
to sort of shoot into the ceiling. So, just give me your attacks, and I'll say like all three that you're gonna need all that to sort of like melt through the structure. And I'll say that Chisel just knows where to hit, and he'll just like tell Pip where to fire at. Okay, so we'll say that's gonna be a hit. I don't know if you want to reroll at all, or if you want to save your 2 last rerolls for Martin.
What's the what do
The AC is
what would I
15 to
need?
basically hit the proper structures.
I'll roll my D14.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And I will. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. No, definitely not using rerolls. Yeah.
Do you want to
But
burn
yeah,
your
that's
luck
what they
at all?
do.
Nope.
No, Pip hit, unfortunately. So no, I don't want to burn Chisel's permanent luck. I don't think.
Okay. Sounds good.
Not
Yeah.
that much of it anyway.
Yeah. No, sounds good. So I'm gonna say you aren't able to really cut through too much. Do you want to just give me a luck roll for Pip?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, you're not able to really cut through this really well-made construction, and you just sort of fire above, and just sort of rubble comes down. But you have weakened the ceiling above them, in case, if there is another round, if you guys don't pass this, that is.
Yep, heard that.
Yeah, okay, Martin, there's all these plasma guns reloading and about to fire off. You are just so close to the crescendo of this magic power just coming off of you.
So just before Chris does her final bit of ritual, Jedediah is going to look over at Pip and go, "Oh, you need to finish a job, you do," and he's going to aim at the same bit of ceiling with his.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, come on.
Classic. Oh, classic Jedediah.
Oh, hell yeah. All right.
Nice.
And also, because we're able to get the shots from Chisel, do you want to give me a luck check as well for we're gonna see how much.
Yeah, that's the damage.
Perfect.
Nice.
Luck check is.
You just need to. Yeah, you can just. I think you can just click on your luck
I
for.
might as well just click it. Save myself some.
Okay,
Nice.
there you go.
Nice.
So you are able to probably a little too smugly for Pip, even Jed, as you're like, oh, you guys just missed the sweet spot, and you just fire the plasma into a few seams. And you still, because it's not enough power, you weren't able to get a huge chunk, but a big slab just does kind of melt away and come down and crush 2 guys, as it just sort of basically just big stone just comes down, very like Looney Tunes level, as you just see them just sort of splatter like an anvil being dropped. And and they're
Pip turns around and says, "I weakened the spot for you."
Right, yeah, it was all you, wasn't it? I can tell.
That's where I was shooting at.
Give yourselves both fleeing luck. I love you. I love you. It's fucking Legolas Gimli dynamic. You two.
I love that they only realized it a couple of adventures in that they were both
Yeah, I know. I
playing
wish.
thieves.
Yeah.
Well,
But
you're doing
I'm
what
so
I'm
happy
doing.
that you guys did.
Yeah. And I love that you guys both failed on that lock along with everybody else in the
You mean everyone except for Mystic Mars?
Yeah. All right. So, Martin, moment of truth for Chris.
So Chris is gonna burn everything she has.
All right. What does that amount
which
to,
is-
by the way? How much does that leave?
Total of 16 points.
16. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So that's 1d8. No, it isn't. 1d20. My brain's gone again. Plus 8 plus 16.
Oh my god.
So that's 24.
24. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
41.
nice.
I can't even beat that. Um
Nice.
Amazing. Okay.
Wow,
So
broke the 40 barrier. That's crazy.
yeah, that's
Turns out when you spell burn, like all your physical stats.
Chris is just withering away.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So you guys, once you do that, you hear like the entire ground around you rumbles, and you just hear what sounds like a million demons screaming as you see in the distance just light as the great egg ascends up into the sky and then explodes outwards. And I'll read this out loud for you guys. The world around you seems to take a deep breath, and, as if exhaling life itself, an endlessly expanding circle of wholesomeness and beauty fills the land, erupting from the very rubble of the dead city. It begins with you, like a celestial chorus raising its voice in your soul, healing and soothing your injuries, purging you of all corruption. As you look around, you see the land itself has become a riot of color and budding life. The Overlord's minions, too, are affected. Its monstrous machine men stop and fall, and the unnatural creatures that control them shrivel and die. Save for its warlords and the now masterless screamers, the Overlord's minions are no more. Their master's iron grip upon the city has been broken. Life has come again to Mezarkul, but it is a life without artifice, without machines to control it. A mighty work of magic has been done today, and you are its architects. In this place, there is life and reason for hope, and maybe there will be peace. And all these guys around you just sort of fall. The little crab things on the back of their heads just sort of die and wither off of them. All your plasma guns kind of just shatter in your hands and stop working. All the lights around you go off. And you are just left with this utopia in front of you. The mechs kind of just power down, and already moss and flora kind of just grows along them. And yes, you have saved the planet of Mezarkul.
As this is
doing
like
that today.
yeah, right. As this is like all starting to happen, Pip is trying to like take aim at another spot on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And, like and the gun starts to just, and he just throws like the broken pieces like onto the ground.
You've broken
You're
it now.
a cheater. You're
what are you
a
doing?
cheater.
You've broken it. Look. That was a perfectly good gun, that was. And now you completely fucked it up.
Pip just throws up his hands.
Oh man.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's great.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
No.
We'll get. Well,
I can see
I'll
why
explain.
the rolls were so hard.
Yeah, I'll explain
Yeah.
everything afterwards. You guys will see. Like, but yeah, you guys. Though unfortunately, because the demon carriage has obviously had its demon exercised by this great beauty, you guys have to walk back across the big line to get back to the big tower. Inside, Dobrock is there. He's still alive, and so are his octopus creatures. And he says, listen, I just want to apologize about not telling you about the giant tank. Firstly, I didn't know if you guys would still go ahead if you knew about that. But also, I want to give you guys a message from Itai. She knew that she was going to die once you guys hit that button, but she wanted to give this world back to the ones who were serving her, those creatures that you guys, on the chocobo creatures. He sort of, I forget what they're called now, but he mentions those guys and want to give it back to them. And he says, so she is now gone, but she did say, basically, if you follow these instructions on this that she wrote, you should be able to get back to your homeland. I believe Chris will know how to use it, and he sort of hands over a scroll. Because the scroll isn't like a paper scroll. You see it, it's kind of like what looks like sort of metal that's been carved into, almost like a laser cut into. And says if you use this, you should be able to get yourself back home. And I believe when you're back home, the Carnifex will, whoever that is, will give you back, or will reward you for doing this. And thank you so much for saving my planet. It's I have no words. I thank you.
So, just if we were to stay here, I mean, we'd probably, be treated pretty well.
Yes. Would you want to stay here? I would. I think there's lots of work to be done here, and I feel like you would be great assets to this planet. I feel like we could make a new world order, and I feel like many will thank you.
Pip's kind of thinking it over. I was like, people would probably treat us like kings here.
We thought we had a good thing with when we were with Gormaz too.
That's true. That's a good point. No, maybe we should go home and see what the Carnifex is going to give to us.
Nothing better than having a god double deep in your pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Cedric and Fennec are going to want to go back.
Did Chris recover when the thingy went off?
Yes. Yeah. Fully recovered
she
all your
did,
spell,
that's
bring
good.
back everything.
Ooh.
You're also no longer corrupted, Martin. Your corruption's gone. You're back to
Hey.
having normal sized legs again.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Yeah, all corruptions anybody got. You guys didn't get many this campaign, so it didn't change a lot. But yeah.
Oh, man.
so Chris is going to say to DeBrock, well, I mean, I was the I don't know, partly responsible for this, and I think the I'm going to stay here and carry on the work of Yggdrasil and ensure the flora and fauna of this planet are well kept.
You're staying?
I believe that was the gist.
Did I fucking stutter?
She has delusions of grandeur. She loves the idea that she might be some sort of revered being on this
And
new
also-
planet of
If
hers.
anyone fucks with her, she'll send forth her army of beetles.
Absolutely.
Chris becomes the new overlord. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so Chris is staying and everybody else is leaving.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
I think so, yeah.
All right, that's great. Yeah, so Chris, you're able to cast a spell just to send your friends home, and you're able to stay here in DeBrock. So you cast that spell, you get them all in a circle, and it sort of lights up. You guys say your goodbyes to each other, and then you send them back to their planet, and you're here. And DeBrock sort of talks to you about what you guys are going to do next, and you guys have sort of grand plans to bring this world back to life, basically. And we'll see how that goes. You guys get brought back to your world. You are brought back to the beautiful city of Fifth Gormaz. And yeah, I should say, what would you guys do next? Like, what would you think? Because I don't really have anything. That's just the end of the campaign. Is there any gift in general that you think the Carnifex would give you that you would want really badly? Is there anything that you feel like we can sort of do a little bit of an outro here with you guys?
Sure. Cedric just wants one thing, and that is a much better crossbow.
Okay, sounds good. That's easy for him to get. A very nice one.
I mean, just like 'cause he rolled such low damage the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chisel requests his own stone mine. And if she grants that, he kind of recruits some dwarves, and he starts trying to like recreate some of the artistry that he saw in Mesocool.
That's cool. I like that a lot. Yeah.
And Pip asks for like he says, I want something that makes me invisible or really quiet. You know, anything like that?
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's
And,
able. What would you say you're given to achieve that?
Yeah, she gives him like a set of like slippers that allow him to like creep around silently, and like a cloak that makes him kind of like blend into the background if he's not moving around too much. And he uses this to go on and become a world-renowned assassin.
I love it. That's great. Anything else from you, John, or is that's everything you got?
Fennec is going to actually quit. He's packing it in. He's had enough.
Yeah.
He's seen things. Yeah, he doesn't care for it, so he's retiring and he's setting up a tavern.
I love it. Yeah.
Nice.
You guys got loads of
Nice.
cash from the last adventures. Like he could absolutely
Right.
just do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so his request of the goddess is that he wants the finest beer recipe. So if she gives him the location for it, that's one last adventure. And Cedric owes him, so he has to go along too. Marge is gonna stick around for a while, but then she's gonna fuck off and have her own adventures.
Yeah.
Because, Cedric wants to go and fight the greatest necromancer in the land. And she's like, yeah. I'm going to go and raid a tomb.
I love it.
Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate the experience.
But I'm good.
Yeah.
I love it.
I no longer wish to seek out the most powerful undead.
That's
Which is what
great.
Cedric does for the rest of his life.
Perfect. And yeah, and that's basically the end as you guys sort of go your separate ways, following your own goals. And I mean, well, one of you guys is very separate from everybody else on a totally different planet. And yeah, I guess that's where we'll end it here as you guys go through your day, sort of walk off in the sunset, but all different directions. I feel like Fennec goes back and forth, not really sure which way he means to go.
So he just stays in Fifth Gorman.
Yeah, he just goes back.
It's the easiest. Thought he was going to go to a small town. No. That's too far, and he's too tired.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. This was really fun.
Yeah, I just want to say, thank you, Alex, and,
Yeah.
Martin and Jack and John. This has been just a ton of fun.
Yeah, it's been insane.
Yeah, and just like everybody who wanted to watch us be crazy.
Yes,
it's awesome.
Yes, thank you so much, guys. Yeah, I mean, I will say the first episode hit over 1,000 views, which I'm like, damn, that's really good. And
Wow.
You guys, for anybody who doesn't know, is in the
That's
chat.
awesome.
You can also get this in podcast form. You can find that podcast link on my YouTube and Discord and other stuff. So you guys, if you want to look for it, you can easily find it, or just search it in your wherever, Spotify, that sort of thing. But no, thank you so much,
Hey,
guys.
Alex,
You have been an amazing
someone
group.
found us through
What'd you
if
say?
someone found us through the podcast, where else could they find you?
Oh yeah, you guys can find me also here on Twitch.
I don't know. It felt obligatory. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I
I know,
had to.
right?
You forgot to mention the merch as well. What about the store?
Oh
the
yeah,
t-shirts and the mugs and the caps.
all that. I've
Don't forget to
invested
smash that like button.
I haven't made a cent yet from YouTube, but I've invested $30,000 into merchandise. Please buy. I am in serious trouble.
Please, I'm in severe debt.
This ship is sinking fast.
Yes. Please invest in Burger Coin. I really, really need it to work.
Oh, you
I
mean
warned you
wasabi
about crypto,
dollars?
bro.
Yeah, wasabi bike. But yeah, no, this has been such a fun time. And also for anybody who's interested, in 2 weeks' time, we are going to be doing a Worlds Without Number 2 shot run by Jack. It's going to be a bit of a session 0 and session 1. Because it's basically gonna be like a not really like a how to play Worlds Without Number, but it'll be sort of like an introduction for anybody who doesn't know. Which will be a good lead-in because I'll be running Tomb of Elemental Evil for Martin after that, using Worlds Without Number. But we'll get it all out later. Like I said, feel free to follow the Discord and the YouTube, and that's where I put most of my updates in, so you can find it that way. But yeah, thank you so much for showing up, guys, and
Thanks, everyone.
thank you guys. You have been an amazing group, and I'm very excited for our future games.
Hell yeah.
There may be Crypt the Devil Lich on the horizon, folks, or other things. We have so many different things to possibly play, so who knows?
many
We might stray from DCC to something else or whatever the group decides they want to do. Or this might be the last time we ever see each other, because you never know.
Aww.
After this, Alex blocks us all. on
Yeah,
all social
yeah.
media, where-
You guys should know I don't talk to any of these guys outside of these streams. I have a
Yeah, he sends
firm...
us our scripts, and
yeah,
that's kind of
yeah.
Our scripts.
That's it.
All right, goodbye, everybody.
Nice.
Have a good one.